How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys have a great and exceptional day. New computer, and it is working 10 times better than my old one. So let's get down to it. Whatever your political affiliations, remember, I don't care who you're voting for. I'm not voting in this presidential election. In my personal opinion, I think it's a big joke and it's nothing but a big distraction at this point. So if you're voting Trump, if you're voting Kamala Harris, since Joe Biden has dropped out, more power to you. Whatever you do, as long as it doesn't affect my day to day, I don't really care. So I have to put that disclaimer out there. Do not care, do not care, do not care. Vote for who you're going to vote for. If you like me, if you're not going to vote at all, it's all good in the neighborhood. All right. So main reason why I'm going live today is because that is big news that one, unfortunately, Donald Trump got shot at. Two, Joe Biden has finally decided to drop out of the race because if you saw the presidential election, it's like I said, the man's 81 years old. Whether you like him or hate him is irrelevant at this point. The man has had a career as a U.S. senator for I think it was over 30 years. He was a vice president for 8 years, and he was the president for 4 years. So I think he's at a point in his life where he said he did what he could do as far as the federal government is concerned, and it's time for him to move on with his life and enjoy the rest of his days in retirement. I said something earlier about the fact that people that are in their 80s and 70s, whether, and I'll even, use politicians, whether they're politicians or not, but I'll utilize people who are politicians like Trump, Mitch McConnell, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and various others. I mean, even Senator John McCain, rest his soul, he was in his 70s, but before he passed away. And it says a lot because at the end of the day, these people were still working. And now that I'm getting older, I understand why these people were still working. Because one, now some would say it's because of power. Others would say it's because they were driven, and others would say that there was a competitive edge to them. And I don't think regular working people look at that long enough, analyze that situation long enough that all the people I just named who were or are in politics are people who make millions of dollars a year, whether it's via their contributions, donations that they get via super PACs, whether it's in the stock market, whether it's with their businesses or their significant others' businesses, or whether it's them being in Congress. These people make a lot of money. And they get, after like a couple of terms, they actually do get to, from a financial standpoint, they do get to a point where they don't have to work anymore, but they are still working. And it's because to my mindset, if you're able to do something out of a choice and not out of necessity in order for you to live, that is amazing. That is what it's all about. Nipsey Hussle said, rest his soul, that when you're able, and I shared it as a short on all of my platforms, if you are able to make a living at something that you love to do, that is the epitome of financial freedom. That is the epitome of freedom, period. If you're able to make a living off of something that you love to do. And because most people don't make a living off of the things that they love to do. Myself, I can use myself as if it was up to me, if I could just make money by posting content, selling products online and rental properties and being able to live wherever the heck I want to, that's fine. That's what I consider to be financial freedom. Not flossing, not wearing overpriced clothes and having an overpriced car and all that crap. Just being able to live where I want to live, make a living how I want to make a living, and just be able to do, for the most part, what I want to do, in a sense. That's, to me, what I call freedom. But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, um, I find it to be very interesting, to say the least, that most people don't understand that aspect. And then another thing, once again, and this is for the adults in the room, because see, it's normal for children and teenagers to admire people that are celebrities. But for me, as a grown up man, and I think for most grown ups, period, admiring politicians in today's world, whether it's Biden, Trump, Kamala, doesn't matter, um, and you're not in that same economic pool that they're in, is kind of foolish, my personal opinion, because these people are the ones, and I mean all the ones that I just named. They are living the high life. They are going to the country clubs. They are the ones that are traveling the world, and most of the people that admire these people live boring, basic lifestyles. And majority of the time, they're living the boring, basic lifestyles because the circle of people that they're surrounded by are people who want to live a boring, basic lifestyle, but want to complain about everything. The title of this live is "People Must Operate Like an Investment Firm." What does an investment firm do? Let's just get to the brass tactics of it. And I really was going to title it basically "Friends and Family Need to Operate Like an Investment Firm," but that was a little bit too long. But at the end of the day, it's interesting, to say the least. But let me just read the actual definition of what an investment firm does. Uh, let's and sorry, y'all get all these freaking notifications and whatnot when I'm doing my lives. All right, so an investment company is a financial institution principally engaged in holding, managing, and investing securities within the United States. All right, it's a pool of money from investors to invest in a portfolio of securities such as stocks, bonds, and commodities. You ever see the old movie Trading Places? There was a part where, and if you don't ever seen the movie Trading Places, you should. It's one of the best freaking movies they made in the 1980s. Um, but starring Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, and Jamie Lee Curtis, and various others. But those are the main two star actors and actresses that was in the movie. Dan Aykroyd's character was an investment. He worked at an investment firm. He was a top, big financial investor for the 1980s. Eddie Murphy was a homeless man. Jamie Lee Curtis was a prostitute. And the people who own the investment firm that Dan Aykroyd worked for decided to place a bet to see, because they were two old, grumpy men who had nothing better to do. They decided to switch the lives of Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd's character, and they bet $1 to see, hey, can you take a homeless man off the streets and see if he can do the same job as a Harvard college-educated individual does with their investment firm. And then let's see, and then let's put the Harvard investment firm, Harvard graduate investment employee out in the streets, make him homeless, and make everybody thinks that he's a drug dealer, and take all his credit cards away from him and freeze his assets and things of that nature. They did that, and it rang true that Eddie Murphy's character, Eddie Valentine, no, Billy Ray Valentine, um, was actually smarter than he looked, and actually could was actually he was actually trained a person that they could train and to become a successful investment banker, investor, and whatnot, to work in an investment firm. And then Dan Aykroyd actually had a lot more street smarts than he imagined, and he went out of his way to try to get his old life back and things of that nature, and he utilized Jamie Lee Curtis to do that. Long story short, the main reason why I chose that scenario and that example is because that you never know when you're put in a situation that requires you to go outside of your comfort zone. Whether you're thrown into a job that pays you good money for a situation that you know nothing about, you go from begging people for money online out in the streets to living in a nice, luxurious home, having a butler and a chauffeur take you to your job, and then you go from a person who's living that exact same life that I just explained, from living out in the streets and having to beg a prostitute so that you can stay with them in order for you to try to get your life back in order. Pawning whatever you had on you before you got thrown out of your house. Working, trying to work and hustle as much as you can to get your life together. These things can, it puts you in a position where you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. And I'm for those situations happening to people because can be at our best or at our worst when we decide to when we are pushed put in a position where we have to think outside the box. So that's why I always say, that's why I put this video out there saying forget the election, because after the election happens in November, whoever wins, what are you going to do? What's next for you and yours? I can't answer that question for you. Stay focused on your goals. Stay focused on your money, getting your money right. Stay focused on your purpose. Because the thing is, especially for those who are watching the news religiously, you are basically, in my personal opinion, I might sound like a jerk when I'm saying this, when it comes to the election, but it is what it is. You are wasting a lot of time now. Now, watching like a couple of minutes to 30 minutes of it, okay, cool. Watching hours of it and paying attention to what these fools are talking about, at this point, it's nothing but a distraction. I have to just keep it real. I mean, this is for somebody who's not going to participate in the 2024 election, because either way, wherever the tips may lie, what are you going to do for your life and for yourself? I always say there's people that live in this country illegally, or people that cannot speak the language, and they make some moves more than you ever will in your life because their mind is focused and they have the will. They have the competitive edge, and their friends and family operate like an investment firm. And like I just read, what does an investment firm do? Well, let me read it again, just to be completely accurate. Investment companies are legally defined as regulated entities that pool money together from investors to invest in a portfolio of securities such as stocks, bonds, and commodities. And the thing is, if the family, families have known to have susus, or basically susus are people putting a significant amount of money into the pot. They may put that money into an investment account like an IRA, a 401k, a solo IRA, or a solo 401k, where that money's being invested depending on which investment firm or brokerage firm that you decide to utilize, or they're just putting it in a regular bank account, and the money grows, the money collects interest, and people are able to get their money back with interest. Or certain families operate like an investment firm, where they actually utilize that money to invest in buying real estate, starting a business, or investing in already credible yet successful business that's within the family or the circle of friends. These are the things that have always mattered, but these things are just going to matter more and more as things progress, whether Trump or Kamala Harris is sitting in the White House next year. You have to remember that in 2025. Make bank on that, trust and believe that. I'm not just whistling Dixie. Do the research, do the homework. I always say, especially if you're in your 40s and 30s right now, look through every single presidency of your life. Okay, for the people that are in this category, even if you're 50s and 60s, and say to yourself, was I doing better regardless of who's sitting in the White House or the governor's house or mayor's house based off of their actions, or was I doing better based off of my actions? Tick tock, tick tock. And for me, it's always been, I've done better for the most part based on my actions. And that's the beautiful thing about the United States of America. So with the right actions, with the right circle of people, with the right networking, things can happen from a career perspective. Things can happen from a networking perspective. Things can happen from a business perspective. I can't put it any other way. I just noticed that I do not have my music playing, and I got to get my old music back. Like I said, this is a new computer, but this computer is so much better. I can definitely say that with all sincerity. Definitely so much better. But yeah, I just noticed, I was like, hey, where's my music at? Anyway, that's something you have to take into consideration. Without operating like an investment firm, investments, making money is one thing. But I always have to say, it's not all about how much you make, it's how much you can keep and how much you can invest. And look, people are hurting now. That's why, and this is why I say I feel like this election. I remember it was 2016, and somebody put a meme out there saying this election, it was when Trump was going against Hillary, and people were like, this investment is an insult to our intelligence. I think this election is probably the biggest insult to people's intelligence, because things are so expensive right now that even people who make six figures are pinching pennies. Imagine people who are making less than six figures a year, regardless of what part of the country that they live in, if you're not pinching pennies, because the cost of living has gone up. You know, the cost of living has gone up tremendously. So it's just something to take into consideration. People are thinking about, or people are getting second jobs. I think I used to notice my Grubhub drivers and DoorDash drivers, but now I see way more and more of them, because people need to make extra money now. People are not playing around. People are not just hanging out. The smart ones are not. I remember listening to the guys from Bob the Hood University, and people were like, people ain't outside because it's real expensive to be outside. I'm just like, I couldn't agree with you more. It's real expensive to be outside. Okay? It is real expensive to be outside. Trust and believe that. So, and that's when I noticed a week ago when I was out on the weekend. I was just like, dang, it's quiet out here because people can't afford to be out and about no more. Cost of living is a son of a gun. And it's definitely, like, when it comes to buying food, gas, people's insurance have gone up. And like I said, to me, the smart voters are the ones that are like, hey man, what's up with the money? What's up with getting inflation down? And what's up with increasing access to capital? What is up with something in regards to making my economic quality of life better? We don't want to hear about anything else but that. That's what matters to us right now. Those are the ones that are like, hey man, forget all that other nonsense. Let's talk about the money, la feria, el dinero. But what do I know, right? Because a lot of houses, the funny thing is, a lot of houses aren't even selling like they used to because of the interest rates, the cost of the houses, and a lot of people just can't qualify, or a lot of people are not trying to sell the houses because they don't want to have to get a higher interest rate. And that's been lingering for like the last, I believe, almost 2 years now. People's rents have gone up, homeless populations have gone up, and look, I'm the biggest introvert on the planet, but the loner lifestyle is turning into people basically being alone in the woods, used to living off the land. And looking like some good tea. And living off the woods, living off the land and whatnot. But if you get stabbed or shot and no one out there is able to help you from a medical perspective, when it comes to healing your wounds, you might be put in a precarious position where you may just die because nobody's around. So do your best to keep the real ones around. Do your best to be as honest as possible. But you have to network with people that are about business, or you will perish, or about investing, or you will perish. I know talking about the reality TV shows are cool. I know talking about sports is cool, but if that's the majority of the conversations, when you're not even at work, then economic prosperity is not going to be knocking on your door. But what do I know, right? So on that note, I'm going to keep trying to get things going. Got to work on the store. Thank you for those that have purchased products. Thank you for those for the Cash Apps, Venmos, and the PayPals, and all that good stuff. But yeah, and this new computer is definitely working great, much more faster, smoother, and I think specifically that's what I'm going to use this computer for. So, but on that note, do the great 3 things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great night. As I always say, make money moves, or you're going to let broke like a fool. And just keep it positive, and remember, you vote for who you vote for. You don't vote for who you're going to vote for. It is what it is. But trust and believe, the people, it's not about Trump or Harris anymore. It's about the people that are going to make moves. And a lot of people in 2025 are going to end up like, what's his name from the movie Friday? You know, basically going to be like this.
Cool.
Oh, shit!
That's my fight, punk!
Financially, people are going to be getting knocked out like by Debo, by the financial Debo called diggity diggity debt, job losses, inflation. The chickens have come home to roost in 2024, but the chicken coop is going to burn down financially for most working people in 2025 if you're not trying to get your economic house in order. If your car looks better than your bank account, there's a problem. If your house looks better than your bank account, there's a problem. If your clothes and shoes look better than your bank account, there's a problem. All right? Because if you come crying in 2025 about this and about that, regardless if Harris or Biden wins, I don't care. You know, you're basically going to be sounding like Orlando Wilson.
You ain't got no slip malt liquor. You ain't keeping it real. You ain't representing. What you doing up in here, boy? Shit.
So on that note, remember, if either you're going to try to increase your value, increase your income, do your best to ensure that you and your friends and family operate like an investment firm, and you could be prosperous. But for those that don't, like Booker T used to say,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
On that note, folks, I'm out. I'll see you guys next time that I'm live, and take care.
Mike, now. Mike, now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc., and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc., and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc., and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off the package purchases and make money off of the crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day.
Mike, now.